Hey guys, Creator Mom. I wanted to share a quick testimony. So, as I'm, growing in my own awareness and power, I'll share, manifestation stories or testimonies. Just light stuff though. I ain't gonna share nothing. Well, I hate to even differentiate because I think that's part of the whole issue that we do in our head. We go, that's big, that's small, right? So then, people, this is a common thing in the manifestation community. So then we'll say like, oh, since that's small, I don't really give a shit about that. Who cares if it comes forth? And then it does. And then like the big things like take a while or they're so hard. And I think it is all our perception. It just seems to be that the more we care about something, the more we want something, the, more bad that we want it, the longer and harder it seems to be and take, right? But I think that our perception is probably fucking that up, probably. So I'm like, well, what's the lesson here? What is the lesson? I don't know, just to not give a fuck. Simply to not give a fuck, right? Because God gave us peace. And so I think that we just have to walk in that peace, which means like you gave it up to the Lord, your imagination, your very awareness of being. You said, hey, look, this is what I want. I receive it. This is what I have. And that's it. And like, just forget about it. But when we care and we want something so desperately, it's like hard to forget about it. I think that's probably where like we get fumbled, So that goes right into the story I want to tell about today. So I was wanting to contact somebody for work, and it was like this real estate person, and I wanted to tell them something, and I was like, gosh, I forgot their name. Like, I totally forgot that. It was just not coming back to me, right? So I said, God, this was like a few days ago. It was this week for sure. So I said, God, maybe it was Monday or something, I don't know, or Tuesday. Again, I said, God, just bring this person before me. Like, just somehow bring their name before me, because I couldn't find it on any of my lists for the life of me, and I couldn't remember the name. So I'm like, bring them forth to me. And then I laughed. I was like, huh. Because a part of me was like, whatever. And then I even said something like, oh, well, I guess I'm just never going to find their name. Like, oh, well, who cares? I guess I'm just never going to find their name. And I laughed again, and I just giggled, and I just kept it moving with whatever I was doing. And I didn't think any more about it. I just kind of was like, oh, well. I kind of like, maybe I even lost hope or something. I just let it go. I'm like, whatever, I guess I'm never going to find it. Then today, this guy responded to a LinkedIn request, like a friend request or whatever you call it on LinkedIn. He responded to a friend request. And let me tell you how I made that friend request to him like a month ago, like a long time ago. So that's crazy. And when I was talking to him, I told him, I was like, I ended up telling him, I was like, I set this intention that, for me to find your name or whatever. And we laughed, and I said, then you responded to my LinkedIn request. And he said, yeah, I had this job change, and I hadn't been on LinkedIn for a long time, and I thought, well, let me get on here and respond to these requests or whatever. So it wasn't even something that was on the forefront of his mind, not even something he's on all the time. But suddenly, out of nowhere, on Friday morning, he decides to go on his LinkedIn. So anyways, that's just proof. More evidence right there. More evidence for me. And I hope it encourages you.